Okay. Now we'd like to see what happens, how the magnetization of a ferromagnetic material vary. Why are we interested in that? Why didn't we do the same for a paramagnetic or a diamagnetic material? Because as I told you, in all the motors, all the transformers, all the generators, we are using ferromagnetic materials. Okay, why? So that our magnetic field becomes high, and later you will understand many a times the torque of the motor depends on the field, how much magnetic field do you have, and you are actually using the motors for generating torques, right? Similarly with the generator, the amount of voltage that you are producing, that depends on the magnetic field of the rotor. Okay, so these are very important materials, and they are used across the equipments. So any electrical equipment that carries current, if you go through that, it will inevitably be having a ferromagnetic material inside, be it this fan, be it a motor, be it your compressor motors, or whatever, or transformers, even if they are as small a transformer as in your chargers, to the giant transformers which we use for transmitting power from one point to another. All of them have ferromagnetic materials inside them. Okay, so ferromagnetism. So now what we do when we are dealing with a DC, then it is fine. Okay, but many of these, say 85 to 90% of these equipments will be used in AC. So we'd like to know what happens when the current changes. Though AC is in 7th chapter, still we understand what's an AC. AC is a cyclical variation of the current or the voltage. Yeah, it is usually a sinusoid. Okay, so this is an AC. So this may be a voltage, it could be a current, this could be time. Okay, whenever you have this kind of variation, it will be called an AC. Now what happens? I take a solenoid. I take a solenoid and sort of, do we get the sense of the turn? They're never so widely spaced, but just to show, I'm doing this and this. Okay, fine. Now what happens? I plan to apply this kind of an AC on this. The symbol for AC is like that, and inside this I put that ferromagnetic material, okay, which fits into this completely. Okay, so I put that into this. So this is a ferromagnetic core. This is a ferromagnetic core. Fine. Now what I'll be doing is I'll I'll change this current, okay? So in this manner, though this change is very, very fast, okay? We'll assume that it is becoming very slow. It's deliberately made very slow, and we'll try to see the response of the ferromagnetic material to it. So what happens on the x-axis? We draw H, and H is Ni, and Ni is what? The thing that actually drives the field, because B is mu naught Ni, right? So this is H, and here I have my B, that is the magnetic field, okay? Now what happens initially the magnetization of this material is 0. So there is no net magnetization of the material. So it is something like this. Now what happens? I start increasing, okay? I start increasing my current. So my current, suppose the positive direction is this, okay? So positive direction is this. This is my I positive. I is positive in that direction, and for that I take B to be positive in this direction, okay? B to be positive in this direction, okay? Now what happens? Now what happens is, when you start increasing the current, okay, so initially the field does not start increasing linearly, so there is a curve kind of thing, okay? Now as you increase the H, the increase becomes linear.
This is for the positive cycle. This is for the positive cycle.
This is for this. So current wise I am here, right? I am increasing my current, right? Now what happens? After a point, it starts saturating. Okay? You understand? Normally, when you are dealing with a motor or a generator, you limit yourself in this region, in the linear region.
Limit ourselves
As in, that means you do not take your I beyond this. That means you limit your B here. You do not want to take it to that point, to this point. Why? Because the increase in the magnetic field is quite less, and you have to increase your H a lot. That means your I has to increase. Now if you have to increase your I, it means your copper loss, we call it copper loss. The losses, I square R losses, they are called copper losses. So your copper loss will go up disproportionately, right? So here you are not gaining much by the way of field, but you are losing a hell amount of energy by way of copper loss. We normally restrict ourselves within the linear region. Now, so the moment it starts getting saturated, we stop. Okay? So this happens. So I am here. At point A. Okay, here I'm at point A. The peak has reached. Now what happens? It starts getting reduced. It starts decreasing, right? Now the moment it starts decreasing, something else happens. Ideally, we expect it to follow this path. So it had gone like that. Ideally, we expect it to follow its path. So what has happened, you understand? The current here has reached a maximum. So all those alignments of the domains are in this direction. So my magnetization has peaked up. Okay, now I start reducing this current. That means the forcing field that had actually made all the domains line in one direction, that force I am reducing, and that force is Ni. Now, if I start reducing it, the wonder of wonders is it does not come back on this path, but rather it starts following this path. Okay? And when your current becomes zero, that means from here you have come to this point. Okay? So this point is your point B, this. So I'll say this is your point, and this is your point O. When you had started with the material, you were here. It increased. We expected it to come back. It did not. It followed some other path and came here. Now, what does it mean? It means that even after the withdrawal of the magnetic field, some amount of magnetism still remains inside the material. That means all those domains, they do not come back to their original position. Okay? So, as we increase the current, the magnetic field first increases non-linearly, then linearly, first increases non-linearly, then linearly, and then saturates, and then saturates. Okay? As the current reaches a maxima. Fine? And we are at point A. This is point A. Fine. Now what happens? As the current decreases, that means we are on to this part. Okay? The graph does not retrace itself, but rather ends at point B, ends at point B. At this point, it still has some magnetization left, as some of the domains still remain aligned. In the original direction. that is when the current was a maxima. Was a maxima. When the current was a maxima. Okay? Fine. Now this amount of field is called the remanence. Okay? The field OB is called the remanence. Called the remanence. The field OB is called the remanence. Now what happens if you want to kill this field? You want that somehow my material has got magnetized, I do not want this magnetization to continue, I want to kill this field. It cannot be done. To do that, you have to apply a current in the opposite direction. You have to apply a current in the opposite direction equal to, so it may be here, equal to this amount. You understand? Equal to an amount this BC, this is the current in the negative direction. That means now what has happened? The current direction has changed. So from this it has become this, and this is actually, you see, this is actually forcing a field in this direction, and it is that amount of field that will kill this positive field, because my positive is this negative will kill this. You understand? That means I have reached here. The magnetic field inside is 0. But see, earlier when we had started, there was no H, and then to the magnetization was 0. Now there is a negative H, then the magnetization is 0. That is the difference. So the material has moved from its original position, right? From its original undisturbed position. So what has happened to bring this field to 0, to bring this field to 0, we have no, this is not BC. I'll have to apply this amount, okay, CP. We have to apply current CP, okay. This is time versus that, okay. This is not BH curve, this is time versus current. This time versus current for this, okay. So apply current CP in the negative direction, okay. To bring this field to 0, we have to apply